Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about things in this game that I think they drastically need to improve and improve soon so that the game doesn't get stale or boring, because I feel like with this game there are certain things that are so based around the auction house and selling stuff that the rest of the game kind of falls to the wayside, because the game company developers know that people in here who are hardcore, who go into the auction house and sell stuff, other people who aren't hardcore are going to spend real life money to buy the things that other people have crafted and are selling. So for the rest of the game, you know, you are trying to grind for items like this. If you spend 3 weeks and you don't get a single drop, you're probably going to buy it. So there are things in this game that I feel like they need to change to appease and please everybody, every type of player. Starting with some little things here and there, but more often or not, the big things are loot and drops and rewards for your time put in, which I think need to be better put together and better used. First and foremost, I want to say Tato's Tower, really good addition to the game. They desperately need to bring more of this in more often, because the 20 floors were so easy to get through after you know what to do, obviously, that it just felt like a silly little side quest. But it had ridiculously good rewards. It had, you know, all these different things, specifically this here, the rare recovery crystals. These were really good. You know, you get loads of growth stones and stuff, and those are desperately needed towards the end of the game. So I feel like if they're not going to add more in, these should be rerunnable. But let's say you kill this guy, instead of getting 16 you just get 1. Then you can just keep repeating and farming him over and over again to get growth stones that you can build up your specific characters without having to invest too much into end game farming and grinding. You can just do a very peaceful little couple of hours grinding a boss and getting, you know, a lot of different rewards at a much lesser rate, and obviously less gold and stuff too. I feel like these should be repeatable. It will just improve quality of life. It will give people something to do, something to grind endlessly and just mindlessly, not having to worry about stuff, and get some rewards for their time put in. I also feel like these bosses should have weapon drops and armor drops that are unique to them, but they can be super rare. So then it ties hand in hand with the replayability that I'm trying to say. So you can keep farming the same guy over and over again. Let's just say this guy's got a massive sword and shield for me to use. I can just keep farming him over and over again. It could take me 3 days. It could take me an hour. But I'm getting stuff specifically to grow my character while also chasing a specific drop. And I feel like, you know, it'll just give people something else to do. Gate of Infinities exist, you know, and I feel like the rewards here could be better, because, you know, the achievement rewards you get are some crystals, some conversion stones, some training dues. I can just do 6 contracts and get this. So for me, I feel like, you know, for the amount of time and effort you're putting in to get this down to like 3 minutes, these aren't very good for the rewards. You get restoration coins as well, but for the most part, I feel like these need to be improved in terms of rewards. I think co-op dungeons are mostly fine. However, the party matchmaking and party board are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, I hope I can get into this without it crashing, because that's been an issue lately, because the game is messed up when it comes to this. But we're going to go in. So let's say I want to run Death's Abyss, right? All of these are requests to join. Some people ask for tanks. I try to join. I get kicked out. I get denied. Because obviously, being a request to join, people have control over who they put in. So if they look at me and think, I don't particularly like that tank, which honestly, nothing wrong with me at all. I've got, what, 16,000 health. I've got greatsword and sword and shield. I don't understand why people are denying me. It becomes very frustrating and difficult for me to get into groups that are already formed. As you can see up there, I have 4,500 dimensional tokens because I haven't been able to join a group for 3 days. So what they should be doing, in my opinion, is having it so that party matchmaking is the main source of joining a fight. For instance, if I go over here, you can do a random one if you want. I go to Death's Abyss, I select what I am, and I request matchmaking. I have sat in this queue for 45 minutes and not seen a single other person join, because everybody's using the party board, or they've got their own private, like, parties and family and guilds and friends and stuff, which is fine. I've got a couple of friends that I play with, so when I can play with them, great. But if I want to go in solo on my own, this here, the party matchmaking, should be the forefront thing that they use to create parties, because then as well, you're not getting 4 tanks, 1 DPS, 1 healer. You're getting 1 tank, you're getting 4 DPS, you're getting 1 healer. Like, this should be what they are pushing. This should be the forefront of the game when it comes to playing together. Every other MMO has this feature as their main way to play dungeons and stuff. So to be fair, I just feel like they've messed up here. And the party board is so unstable anyway. So say I go to request to join this, it's out of date. So then I have to refresh. However, it refreshes straight away. But if I try to join before it's fully refreshed, it doesn't work again. So this whole system is just completely back to front and just not great. It's a horrible system for joining into dungeons. They really need to do some work on all of this. But more specifically, they need to make party matchmaking the main source of joining into specific dungeons. I guess it happens and works for some people, but for me, I've sat here for up to 45 minutes just in a queue, not having a single person join. So, you know, for me, that's just what they need to do. I'm not doing this in any kind of order. I'm just going by what I'm thinking of. There are a couple of things that need just improving to be more interesting. So for instance, first and foremost, where's it gone? Character info. Over here. Fishing. Fishing in this game is so monotonous and boring. For instance, my expedition's level 16, my cooking's level 13, and I don't even cook that much. I have fished for so long in so many different parts of the world, doing so many different things, and I'm only level 4. This is horrendously long to update, to get higher, to be better at fishing, to get better fish. This is jarring at how long it takes to level up. I'm getting mad thinking about it because I have sat for hours fishing and not got a single level. It is horrendous. And as well, the actual mini game is not fun at all to play. It's boring. It's just horrible. So in my opinion, fishing is something they really need to look at, because fishing and any kind of side quests in most games, is there any water around here? No, there isn't, is typically a fun, exciting thing that everybody wants to do. However, I have noticed that in my comments and other people just do not want to fish. Partly because it's a crap minigame, but mostly because of how long it takes to level up. It just seems pointless and futile. The other thing that I feel like they need to make interesting is guardians. I don't feel the need to go out and find new guardians. Some of them sound really cool, but for the most part, I just, forget to use them because they don't seem relevant enough to warrant going out of my way to use. I'm just playing the game and, you know, killing things. These don't seem like they need to be used. Maybe potentially in the higher level raids you need to, but I just feel like these aren't interesting enough to even think about. I feel like they need to buff them a little bit, and they need to just reduce the cooldown from 10 minutes to maybe 5 minutes, so that they are useful and ready to go when you actually remember to use them. The designs on these though are phenomenal. I absolutely love the way they look. It's just, I don't know a single person that I know, including myself, who ever bloody uses them, because you just forget for the most part, or a lot of people just forget. Some people don't even know that guardians exist in the game. That's how uninteresting they are. So I feel like they need to do a bit of work here with this as well. So, auction house. The auction house is based around real life money. If I want to buy this Adentis' gargantuan greatsword, I need to spend 13,500 lucent, which is real life money, to get the thing that I want. If I wanted one with a heavy attack chance, which is great for me as a tank, I would need to spend over 20,000 lucent. Now let's go and have a look at how much that would cost me. So 6,000 lucent is £85. I would need to buy 3 of these and 1 of these. That's, off the top of my head, roughly what? 180, 270, £300? $320 just to get one singular weapon from this. That's obviously, it's rare. It's one of the newest weapons in the game. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, because they just want to make money. There needs to be an auction house that is based around gold. There should always be any kind of auction house, any kind of way of trading that is set and based in the in-game currency. The fact that they don't do this tells me that they just don't care. You know what I mean? World of Warcraft has an incredible auction house. It's populated with so many items just because of the fact that they make money elsewhere. They charge monthly. These guys are trying to get as much money as possible off something like the auction house, which is such a shame because every other aspect of the game is pretty chill. But this, for me, I feel is predatory and just wrong. And the fact of the matter is as well, is the kind of rigmarole you have to go through to get to the point where you can sell one of these things means that you are spending endless hours farming and grinding and stuff to just get a chance to sell something for real life money that majority of people just aren't going to buy. Some people may buy it, but it's such an unhealthy, uninteresting auction house cycle. There needs to be a way for people to sell stuff for real, normal in-game gold. I don't know why I said real. It just feels like it's not a good addition to the game. It drives people to fight and play for the wrong things, because I feel like everything that everyone's doing in game right now is just to earn real life lucent so that they can buy stuff from the shop, which honestly as well, the shop, spoke about this briefly. I feel like some of the microtransactions are well priced. Some of the other microtransactions are definitely not well priced, and there's a few scammy little things that are in this game that I feel like they just need to knock on the head. If they really want this to blow up in the West, I feel like they just need to be more careful with how they are monetizing their game. So for the battle passes, for instance, right here, we've got Battle Pass Zenith Star, and we've got the premium level pass. This is level 1 to 50 for 500 lucent each. Typically in most games, what this lucent is worth is both of these combined. You get a 100 level pass, but you have to spend basically double the amount of money for what a normal typical battle pass is like, but their battle pass is split up into two. On top of that, if you start another character, you have to re-buy the battle passes. There is no game I have ever heard of that does this. This is a phenomenal scam. I have had to buy it on my second character, but I can afford it. I'm earning money off this game, so for me it's essentially quote unquote free. But it's so predatory that, you know, there are so many good things in these battle passes. So like for instance, if we go to the leveling log, I am currently like around here. Look at all the purple stuff that I have got just from playing and leveling up the game. It is worth buying. But then if you have a second character, you've bought it twice, you've bought both battle passes twice, it's not a good system. For me, it's very predatory, just not a nice thing to do to people. I feel like it's scamming. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it, I understand, because they have to make money, but there are better ways to handle it. If you want to have two separate ones at two separate prices, fine, I can get on board with that. But don't charge a second character on the same account the same amount of money to get them again. It's horrendous. Then you've got a few things here and there. So like your Amatoys, 600 lucent. I feel like, you know, if you're that way inclined and you love them, it's worth getting. But you'd have to buy like the 16.99 one so that you can buy it and then have some left over, which again is also how predatory microtransactions work. Everything is priced just out of reach of the one thing that you need to buy to get it. So just be very, very careful. I feel like while, like I said, it's not the worst microtransactions in the game, there are just some parts of it which are horrendous. The skins and stuff I think are absolutely phenomenal. I think these are worth buying if you were that way inclined, because the design is worth the money, in my opinion. However, 600 for each one is insane to me. These should be like 250. Because let's just say you want to buy all of them, or you want to buy 4 of them. Let's say you got 2 characters, 2 on each. That's a lot of money, 600 lucent for each one. So I feel like if they lowered the prices, more people would buy it, which means they'd make more money. But I'm not a strategist when it comes to finances and business and stuff, so I leave that to them. What I do think they need to do as well is more packages like this. So if you did want to spend some money into the game, over here you get this cool looking outfit. You also get a morph, you get an Amatoi, you get an emote, you get some stuff for customization, all for 1,425. However, this one down here, 1,100 just for 2 pieces of an outfit. So again, this here is way overpriced and just, it's not even that great of a skin, to be fair. But, you know, depends on what you like, I guess. I feel like there needs to be more consistency through their microtransactions. I'm not saying don't charge for things, because I know that people need to make money, and that's fine and great, and we all get that now. That's the world we live in with games. However, I just think they're doing a lot of things wrong. There's also a lot of things they're doing right, which, you know, I'm not going to get into because this video will go on for like an hour. But everything else in the game is pretty chill, pretty straightforward. You know, the events that come out, I don't particularly like PvP myself, but it exists in the game, in the arena and stuff. You know, the tax system is interesting to a point, but obviously if you're not partaking in it, it doesn't really matter. The milestone stuff, which is like server wide, is pretty cool too. You know, there's rankings and guides and tips and tricks everywhere you look. The morphs are great. The designs of characters are great. Everything about the story was great. You know, everything that you can do in this game on a day-to-day basis is pretty phenomenal. It's just that everything else externally and on the fringes of the game are just very, very, very dodgy and just not that interesting. So I feel like if they just worked on this game a little bit more, refined it, got it to a place where it's more accessible to more people, they would make so much money and so many more people would be playing the game. I mean, I know there's a hell of a lot of people playing the game anyway, but I just feel like they could do more instead of being greedy. So let me know what you're thinking down below. Is there anything else that you feel needs to be changed and fixed and made better? Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.